you for calling the agency equipment rollout hotline. Please listen through the entire message as some of our options may have changed since your last call. For agency enterprise workstation release, press 4. For questions on the Aero 12 deployment, press 5. To establish or change an estimated time of arrival, press 1. To record on-site arrival, press 2. To record a job completion time, press 3. If your install is not complete but you are leaving for the day, press 4. To report a problem with an install or to speak with a State Farm representative, press 5. To order trunk stock or to speak with a representative from your home office, press 6. To reset your password, press 7. To repeat this menu, press 8. For IBM, press 1. For Getronics, press 2. Please wait while we transfer your call.
I just recently completed a project for IBM and State Farm. And State Farm, by the way, is the largest network in the world per node. And what you just heard was an automated menu for my project service desk. The service desk, which is the lifeblood of our rollout, it's our central routing interface to the back-end help desk, tech support, product ordering, and much, much more. In this nugget, we're going to talk about the critical function of ITIL service management, and that is service desk. In this nugget on ITIL service desk, we're going to look at 5 key areas. First of all, we'll define service desk and compare it to some other popular entities like the help desk and the call center. We'll look at the functions and activities of service desk. We'll look at the 3 different types of service desk rollouts, service desk personnel, and some critical success factors according to the ITIL. I think one of the best ways to define what service desk is to first define what service desk isn't, how it compares to things that you might be fully aware of, like the help desk or a call center. By comparing service desk to entities like help desk and call center, it can help us get a better idea of this comprehensive solution. With ITIL, we move beyond the traditional help desk, the historic troubleshooting desk typically for incident response and incident management. Help desk is not a single point of contact for our users or our customers. In the same sense, a call center typically handles large inbound or outbound call volume. In an outbound standpoint, it might be telesales. On an inbound standpoint, it might be customer service. Service desk has a larger responsibility than telesales or incident report. By definition, service desk is the consolidated, comprehensive, single interface between users and IT. Now, in your organization or your experience, this concept of service desk, which is going beyond call centers and help desks, may not be familiar to you. That's because service desk is a concept that has not been rolled out in many organizations. That's one of the major benefits of ITL. Now, earlier in the intro, I showed you a good example of an automated service desk where you have that single interface between the customer, who is myself, a contracted vendor, and all of the different IT services that are part of the IBM State Farm project that I'm working on. So that service desk consolidates into one menu, the routing interface, to get me to other areas that are automated or to other live personnel in the overall IT service management. Let's talk more about what service desk is. A service desk that is running at full throttle is an important role in the organization's user and customer support. It's the kind of front-end office for all the other IT departments. It handles all the many customer queries without having to contact certain specialized personnel. From a user standpoint, the service desk is a single point of contact in the IT organization. This is going to guarantee that they find the right person to help them with their request or their issue or their problem. In other words, it's not up to the user or the customer to find the right person to solve their problem. A properly implemented service desk will handle that for them and make it easy to find the menu, the automated service, or the live person to handle the issue. As you can see in this diagram, A fully supported service desk is going to handle activities that are related to a number of basic ITIL processes. Primarily at the top, it's kind of the extension of the traditional help desk in the sense that it provides incident management. The service desk is going to record, log, and monitor incidents, as well as coordinate third-party activities that are involved in incident handling. A service desk may also play a key role in the installation of software or the installation of hardware, and therefore be responsible for providing an interface for change management or release management. A service desk may also do verification of the details of configuration management. It can take on standard requests, standard installation requests, relocation requests, the type of things that go into change management. And the service desk can provide information to users about supported products and services that they have access to. If the service desk isn't authorized to meet a request, it could then tell the user and notify the service level management or escalate to higher levels at any point in the process when necessary. Remember, ITIL Service Desk is a framework. You don't have to implement all these different aspects of Service Desk, but regardless of which of these components you do implement, there are some major goals of the Service Desk that you need to understand. First of all, the Service Desk is the central point of contact. That's why we have it here in the middle, okay? It's the central point of contact between the user and the IT services of the organization. IT services and IT service management, whether it be service level agreement management, release management, configuration management, change management, and incident management. It is there to handle all of the incidents and the requests. Now, when I say handle, it could also serve as a routing portal. It handles the request, and then it routes the request or the ticket to the proper process, department, or area. The service desk provides an interface for all of the other activities like changes, problems, releases, service levels, and IT service continuity management. Basically, for every need that an end user or a customer has of IT, there should be an acceptable response, either automated or personal, from their service desk. For every possible activity that affects the customer or the end user's work, there should be a proactive communication from the service desk, communicating expectations and the right process and the right location for results. Basically, the service desk is the perception of IT from the end user standpoint. And that makes it very important. Next, let's talk about the functions and activities of the service desk. Keep in mind this is a framework. These are guidelines. So if you have a service desk in place now or you're looking at deploying a service desk, you may implement some or all of these functions or activities. But one of the first main purposes of a service desk is to enhance the user access to the IT services, to make the access to all information technology services for the customer and the user as painless as possible. The service desk should be the first line liaison, the first line interface to these services. Another function is to provide faster response time, faster turnaround for requests for trouble tickets, while in the process recording these incidents, tracking these incidents, as well as these complaints. Now, when I use the word incident, and we're going to look in the next Nugget movie about incident handling, but we sometimes think about incidents as I've got a problem, or my workstation has crashed, or my printer's not working. But really, an incident is, and I'm going to define this later, but it's really anything that uses the resources of IT services, as well as complaints. Again, another goal here, another activity, is to improve the communication between the end user and the IT services, to enhance teamwork by informing customers or end users about the status, the progress, the assessment, as well as changes and change management. This can be improving communication and passing along information on short-term as well as long-term status, progress, and assessment. The service desk may also be used to escalate procedures based on service level agreements that we have with our customers, our partners, and our vendors. So the service desk can also be part of an escalation process. It's that first line liaison that basically reports and delineates the request or the incidents, and then it can escalate them to the proper department or business unit. Service desk can also be used to manage requests, tickets, as well as change management life cycles as well. We also want to use the service desk to help us coordinate with third-party solution providers and vendors as well. We might even customize a PBX or IP telephony front end for that third-party solution provider. And again, the goal of all of this is to increase productivity. Next, we want to explore the 3 different types of service desk rollouts or deployments, and we're going to focus on these one at a time. We'll look first at the centralized service desk, then the local service desk or distributed service desk, and then finally the virtual service desk. The centralized service desk model is going to have more of a linear aspect in the sense that the user site is going to send information, requests, and problems to a centralized IT service desk where it has centralized responsibility for accepting tickets, accepting incidents and problems, recording the service calls, and then routing those to the proper area or business unit. It will also be involved with centralized monitoring and escalation to other tiers, either horizontally or vertically. We'll talk about that escalation a little bit later on. Centralized Service Desk provides for a unified business operations support, and it's going to use a single, unified, common incident report system and incident recording system. The goal of Service Desk in the centralized model is to bridge the physical aspect of the organization, the physical aspect of IT, with the operational aspect via centralized communication. The main objectives of centralized service desk is to have rapid response and close proximity to the users. These are main objectives. If you look at the diagram down here, the way a centralized service desk would operate is you've got your user site, which links directly to the IT service desk, which will also be a front end or an interface to the business operations support desk. So the user site has no direct link to the business ops support desk. Also, the IT service desk is going to function with a single group of users. And then here on the ultimate back end is what we call the production and operations. The second model is the local service desk model or the distributed model, which typically is going to be an evolution from the centralized service desk. This model still has a centralized service desk, but you're often going to spread these distributed service desks across several sites, floors, buildings, or even across different locations in a metropolitan area, network, or internationally. The goal here is to get the service desk very close to all end users. But you're going to have multiple service desks. In this example here, you can see I've got local service desk A, local service desk B, and local service desk 3. And then, of course, I'm dividing up my users either according to the business unit, geographically, by their role, a wide variety of criteria. Often in this design, the centralized service desk will be the central routing point to the local support or to the local contact points for incident tracking and incident monitoring. This may also be a call center solution where the centralized service desk is a call center, either automated or with an individual person. This is a newer concept. And this is a lot like what I come in contact with State Farm. My centralized service desk is an automated system, and then that is going to push me down to a local service desk or a local help desk. The virtual service desk is really the model for the international organization. It's actually one I have quite a bit of experience with. Let me give you the scenario. I used to work for a company called Knowledge Pool, which was a division of Fujitsu. And they basically had a global presence for online training and